Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Good morning, it's XFM, it's Saturday morning. That is Mardy Bum by the Arctic Monkeys, and this is Josh Widdicombe, here till 1 o'clock. Joined, as always, by my producer Neil.
Morning.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
You're quite elusive because we never use your surname.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Is that a conscious thing?
Not really, no. Just, that's just my role on the show.
I might reveal it later.
What a tease that is for the audience.
When the bod's upstairs, the suits at XFM here, that I've got stuff like that to boost the listening figures, they're going to go, this guy is Radio Dynamite. But that isn't the only thing that will be going on this week. It's not just going to be songs followed by me going, is it Smith? No, it's not. But this is the Smiths. It's going to be, we're joined by James Acaster is back from his Kiwi sojourn. There's a phrase. He was in New Zealand, and Elis James will be joining us as well, who's also just been in New Zealand. So think of this as a post-New Zealand special.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
As always, I've brought a couple of topics that I want to kind of go through with you. Number one, now, obviously, as I've said, this is a post-New Zealand special. New Zealand is a good holiday destination. Because I'm one of quite a lot of siblings, and we didn't have much money. I very rarely holiday abroad as a child, and this kind of climaxed one family holiday when we went to the Welsh mining town Merthyr Tydfil, which proved to be one of the bleakest places I've ever been. And I was just kind of thinking, has anyone been anywhere worse than that, really? That shouldn't be the text in, have you been somewhere worse than Merthyr Tydfil? That would only get us into hot water. I'm not saying Merthyr Tydfil is a bad place. What I'm saying is, as holiday destinations go, it isn't a traditional one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've been. Have you been?
No, I've not had the pleasure.
I'm going to bring this up with Elis when he comes on, because he's Welsh. Okay. So he'll have he's got very strong views on Wales in general. So I'm looking forward to that. But before that, we're looking for, I've tweeted to get people's the worst place they've been on a holiday or trip to in response to that. And the other thing I'm looking for is your lowest ambition in life. And that's not in relation to Merthyr Tydfil, though it does feel like it could be. It just seems like a good thing to talk about. So we're looking for them. We will be having, some response on them. After this, I imagine you'll be responding to me on it, won't you, Neil?
I will, yeah, that's how the show works, isn't it?
That's how the show works, and usually I forget. This time I've remembered, but I'm not letting you do it anyway.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
I am joined, as always, by...
Producer Neil.
Yeah, gave you your own... We came up with a catchphrase for you last week. I've forgotten what it was.
Morning.
There it is. Brilliant. It really works. It really works. I can't believe you haven't pulled out. You haven't pulled out yet, have you?
I have.
You have? I didn't clock it.
No.
Oh. You pulled out with such hope in your eyes, I imagine. I just ploughed on all over you. You went, morning, let's see how this goes. Didn't notice. So we're talking this week about the worst places you've been on. You've taken a holiday or a trip to, in response to my family holiday to Merthyr Tydfil as a child, and also your lowest ambition in life. So have you got something on both?
I'd say I've got a story relating to the first one about a trip.
Okay.
Now, this was my 21st birthday.
Exciting times.
And my girlfriend, who became my fiancée, became my wife, 21. She kind of went all out, and she booked me a red letter day zorbing.
Zorbing?
Where you get put...
Yeah, I know zorbing, in the kind of like atmospheres on a hill.
Yeah, so you get put in a big rubber ball, pushed down a hill. It's great fun.
Just the two of you?
Just the two of us, but I couldn't...
Would have been better if it had just been you.
Yeah, we're doing it in Dover. So... we kept looking for a weekend to do it, and I couldn't because I kept working weekends. Eventually, we got a letter saying that it's going to expire soon, so you have to book something else up. So she booked me a scuba diving lesson.
Why? I don't understand why it transferred to scuba diving.
Because you can only do zorbing in certain seasons.
Zorbing season? What's zorbing season?
I think it was mainly the summer.
Can you not zorb in the wet? Would you get stuck in the mud?
I don't think it's that. I think it's probably the wind, in case you got blown off.
Amazing. Absolutely. Autumn's the worst season for zorbing. When the leaves are coming off the trees and you're being blown across the country. Amazing.
So she transferred it to scuba diving.
Yeah, which is multi-seasonal.
However, the scuba diving lesson took place in a swiming pool in Slough.
That's amazing. I don't know if I believe you.
Hand on heart, true story.
Amazing. So, I mean, that's going to take some beating. And we've also got we've come from that, we've got the second subject, which is the smallest ambition of your life, which is to still go zorbing.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got more of both, but it's going to take some beating. You've set the bar very high.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast XFM.
Gigolo Aunts, Where I Find My Heaven. Is that the name of the song, Neil?
That is, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was a song or just... You know when a song isn't named after the kind of main thrust of the chorus?
Very annoying.
It confuses you, yeah. But then you will get annoyed with people that then call it what the... anyway, let's move on. The point is that was the theme tune from Game On. We all know that. That's the reason we were listening to it. There was no one there that wasn't thinking about Game On and going, I wonder how that has aged. Well, I tell you, I watched it on UK Gold recently, quite badly. Well, we're talking this morning. One of the things we're talking about is the worst worst holiday trip you've been on. Liam Walsh has tweeted in response to this. I mean, you say don't interrupt, I haven't started, so it's fine. You know, when you go, I mean, I'll read it and then we'll dissect this, because I don't know what is going on. On a day trip with a Bulgarian taxi driver, gave me a plum with maggots inside, then he took us to a stranger's house, ... I'm slightly worried that Liam isn't responding to the subject, and he's just tweeting for help. Let's go through it sentence clause by sentence clause. On a day trip with a Bulgarian taxi driver, you kind of need more information there, because I don't know why. Do you know what? You could try and dissect this, but we haven't got the information. I'll just read it one more time and just ponder it. On a day trip with a Bulgarian taxi driver, gave me a plum with maggots inside, then he took us to a stranger's house. Sounds like the kids show Nightmare. Sounds like we're going to go, oh, probably Liam, just take 2 side steps to your right and it'll all be fine. We've got more of them coming up, and hopefully, I mean, currently you're scuba diving in a swimming pool seems relatively mundane, considering Liam's experience with a Bulgarian taxi driver.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Just today, feeder, it's XFM, it's Josh Widdicombe on Saturday morning. And as always at this point, well, Neil, producer Neil, you came up with a way you wanted to intro Joe today, which you offered me and I politely declined, so maybe you'd like to do it yourself.
I was going to say, our newshound Joe Lycett, who pans the river of news looking for golden news nuggets.
Good morning, Josh and Neil. Good morning, listeners.
Good
I love
morning.
that introduction, Neil. That was beautiful.
Did you like it?
Much better than... I liked it. It's much better than Josh, because all Josh says, as always at this time. That's his catchphrase. As always at this time. Like it's tedious to him. It's become a tradition now. We're all sick of it, but we're stuck in our ways.
Okay, well that's good. That's good. Let's capitalise on that effort and see what we're talking about this week.
Okay, yes. So this week we're going back through the archives, and if you remember, back in 1974, Josh.
I don't. No.
Oh, you don't. All right. Okay. You're not that old.
No, I'm not.
All right.
No.
I thought you. Oh no, it was 30th birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's just you look older. If you were reading Emergency Medicine magazine, as I know that you do, Josh,
I do.
Time, on the 1st of June in 1974, you will have read about a little thing called the Heimlich Maneuver.
I know. I've heard of it.
You've heard of it, of course you've heard. We've all heard of it because it's very popular now. But that is the first time that anyone mentioned it. This was an article written by Henry Heimlich, and he basically invented the Heimlich Maneuver. Do you know how to do it, Josh?
You squeeze around someone's kind of lower chest, kind of holding.
Abdominal thrust is what it is, Josh. You get round their abdomen and you thrust.
Producer Joe, just to warn you, producer Neil's put his hand up. Wait. That's not a medical move. What's happening?
I just want to say, if anyone's listening at home, only do it if you're properly medically trained.
I'm not sure if that's right.
Okay, if someone's choking, I'm going to take my chances.
Sorry, I'm not medically trained. You'll have to perish.
I'm willing to go to medical school, and if you're still choking in 7 years.
Yeah, I don't know if that's wise advice, Neil. Don't try anything unless you're medically trained. He's still alive as well. He's 93. And he was added to the Safety and Health Hall of Fame in 1993.
Which Neil is desperately trying to get inducted to himself, judging by this conversation.
Yeah, he's desperate, isn't he? And there's also someone disputing whether he actually invented it on his own. A gentleman called Dr. Edward Patrick says that he co-developed it with him, and he said he would like to get proper credit for what he's done.
Was he the one choking?
Yeah, is that how they developed it?
Who knows? I don't know. But it would be rubbish, wouldn't it? Oh, the Patrick Maneuver. Heimlich, it's got something about it.
Yeah, there's something going on there. Do you know what? This has been the most educational and actually interesting phone call I've ever had with you on this show, Joe.
Oh, really?
And I mean that as a positive. So if you could sum it up in one word or sentence.
I would say today we should think on about Dr. Edward Patrick and the lost opportunity that he had to be recognised as part author of the Heimlich Maneuver. The end.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Now, till the end of the show, I described you before the hour as the Welsh humorist, Elis James. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, Carmarthenshire Yarn Smith is another one I've had a lot of.
But that's when you worked in the string industry, isn't it? You look freezing. For listeners at home, Elis is currently, well, obviously he's wearing headphones, but they now look a bit like earmuffs because they're offset by a massive coat that you've got on.
Yeah, well, see, the problem is it's technically British summertime, so I refuse to take a jumper out with me.
Ah.
But I'm cold, so I had to find a coat. And I asked, I said to Neil, producer, it's a bit chilly in here, and he went, don't worry, I can sort this out. And he turned the air conditioning sort of down, and I said, no, chilly means cold. And he went, oh yeah, sorry, wrong button.
Didn't say, God, it's like chilly in here. Blimey, am I in Caracas? Is that Chile or was that Venezuela?
I don't know. I do know that it's in South America because it was an answer on Pointless yesterday. If my knowledge was just based on Pointless, I know that it's a capital west of London.
Ah, you're a fan of Pointless?
I am.
Neil's heart drops as I once again turn the show around to discuss Pointless, my favourite discussion topic. It's good, isn't it?
It's great. I mean, I think that Pointless will outlast any of us. And in 1,000 years' time, it will be Shakespeare, Dickens and Pointless. And Alexander Armstrong will just be a brain in a jar.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
We're talking about the worst trips or holiday destinations you've been on. This comes from now. I wanted to bring this up with you. When I was a child, I went on a family holiday to Merthyr Tydfil.
Right.
You know, if you could describe Merthyr Tydfil.
Well, first off, I will say I'm probably in a minority here, but I would have loved that. Genuinely loved that.
Why would you have loved it?
Because if you're interested in the Industrial Revolution, and how can you not be? It's one of the most significant towns on the planet. It was the most important industrial iron town in the world in the 1800s.
How much Pointless have you been watching?
I'm not even from there. I'm just like Merthyr. Unfortunately, I read about this the other day. It was voted the 3rd worst place to live in the UK 2 years ago, but is improved and is now the 5th worst place to live.
Oh. So what's the word?
There was 2 parts of London. I can't
really?
remember what the first. I think there are 2 parts of East London, and then Merthyr.
But if you like
the
the Industrial Revolution,
but if you like the Industrial Revolution, because of some backwards-looking councils, they've destroyed a lot of the evidence of its industrial heritage.
I wish I'd brought this up now.
Yeah, sorry. Also, in terms of banter, this isn't very XFM. It's not even classic FM. It's just.
It's not FM, mate.
No,
it's a best long wave.
Best long wave. I would say my own poorly listened to podcast.
Did you go on any bad family holidays?
I was really into castles as a kid. So all of our.
It gets better. Are you slowly moving through history?
Yeah, and I got to teenage years, really into Neolithic times. So we just put Stonehenge again and again. No, so all of our family holidays were based around if there was a castle there. So my mum would go into a travel agent and say, right, we've done Cornwall, Harlech, Carnarvon, sort of. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other castles.
Yeah.
So we would just choose a town at random, maybe a castle.
Pembroke Castle. We used to go to that one.
Absolute belter, mate. I've got the guidebook.
Very excited.
Anyone's interested? Tweet
for
me.
Listeners, I haven't been joined by an 80-year-old man this week.
Oh, sorry, I was changing the paraffin in my oil lamp. I'm a young man with the interests of an elderly person. I've just been to New Zealand, and I was on the plane with a comedian called Chris Martin, who doesn't like anything from before 1996. And I don't like anything after about 1960. And our choice of films, I mean, really, he just couldn't get over it. He's like, what are you watching now? I was like, I'm watching Midnight Cowboy, when Best Picture at the 1970 Academy Awards. She's like, why? His favourite actor is Wesley Snipes.
Do you know what? I was going to ask you the second one of these. I'm going to hold it over because I'm so excited about your answer to the second topic.
Right.
Stay with us. Don't leave this mortal coil, which I feel could be.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
How many weeks has it been? We don't know, but James Acaster is back to join. Hello, Elis James, before that.
Yeah, hi.
And James Acaster, welcome back.
Good to be back, Josh.
How long have you been away?
I don't know, it feels like too long.
Can I just say, you haven't aged a day.
Thank you. Thanks, Elis.
You look absolutely fantastic.
Still looking good, still sounding good, hopefully.
For those at home, when he said still sounding good, hopefully, your eyebrows went up and down at least 12 times in a second.
Since I've been away, I've been working on my eyebrow technique.
Yeah, it's a bit carry on, isn't it?
Obsessively doing eyebrow push-ups every single morning.
You're going to be doing a kind of turn to... When you said innuendo, you're going to kind of turn to the...
Yeah, I'm kind of working on like Jim Carrey eyebrows at the minute.
So what? How was New Zealand? Good.
Good, yeah, wonderful. Elis was there, so that was nice.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Watching all these old things.
I watched Under Milkwood, starring Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor.
You're on holiday.
I was on holiday. I just like old things.
Get out of the road. I mean, what were you doing, James?
I was climbing volcanoes and going in glowworm caves.
I mean, that's quite old.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah, it's not the most modern of the
volcano itself was really getting on a bit.
Yeah.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
This is Josh Widdicombe on a Saturday morning, still joined by Elis James.
Hello.
And James Acaster.
Yes.
Elis James Acaster. That would be a lot cool, or it wouldn't be cool.
It wouldn't be that cool.
That'd be confusing and bad.
It's like one guy who's included his middle name in this. Unnecessarily.
We're talking about two things this morning. Disappointing family holidays.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I
Actually,
could just say that to you, presumably.
The Acasters did quite well.
Did you?
On family holiday, yeah.
What did you do?
South of France, lovely. Where else? Kenya.
Blimey.
Well, I'm not going to slag Kenya off.
No.
You know, it was brilliant. Italy 1 year.
So you never went on British holidays?
No, we did. Yeah, we did. But they were quite nice. I mean, we went to
Have you
Wales.
come back a
Elis.
changed man?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Have you found God?
Well, this is coming on the radio now to tell you all about the love of Jesus. So, this is what it's not classic scrapes anymore, mate. It's classic salvation. That's what I bring to the show every single week. Oh.
So what? No bad holidays? School trips?
Yeah, plenty of. Well, the best school trip I ever had
he's changed.
led to the worst. So
yeah, that's more
it wasn't even a school trip. It was we went to the school trip. We went to Holland.
Yeah.
With the school band.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was great. It was like, and we had so much fun. I was the drummer in the wind band, and they would play like Lion Sleeps Tonight and such classics, and I would be drumming along because that's what you do as a drummer.
Yeah.
And then about 3 years later, when I was like 17, one of the guys who was on the tour, one of the techs, the roadies, Daniel Drage, if he's listening, wanted to organise a reunion. So like he invited everyone, including the teachers who had left the school. And we were going to do the reunion in Derby. It's halfway between Kettering and York, where Mr. Taylor lived at that point. And we had to meet in the car park at 10 o'clock Saturday morning for a weekend away reunion.
What, the Derby car park?
No, the school car park.
Oh, right, I was going to say.
So I got there.
It's a car park that's exactly equidistant between Kettering and York.
Yeah. But Daniel Drage was there waiting at his car, and I got there and I was like, brilliant, I'm the second one here. And he went, no, you're the last one here. It's me and you and Mr. Taylor. And we drove to Derby and met Mr. Taylor in a travel lodge, and then watched the England versus Greece game when Beckham put him through on a free kick or whatever it was, and then Drage and Taylor got absolutely wasted. I had to go around Derby town centre with them at night, with them walking around.
And I just didn't know. I was like completely out of my depth. I didn't really know either of them very well. And
Why
then,
had you been invited?
because it was meant to be a reunion for everyone who went on the Holland tour.
You were the only one that...
I was the only one who actually took it seriously. And then went back to the hotel, and in the morning, I awoke to them waking me up and saying, very much my old music teacher, going, "We're trashing the hotel room." So I woke up to them flipping the mattresses over and like so that. And my contribution to trashing the hotel room was to open all the milk. I opened the little things of milk and I left them on the side. So it's like
the little milk
UHT?
ones?
Yeah, those little ones. I just opened them. So I peeled off. I didn't drink them, but I also didn't spill them anywhere. I just left them. They're unusable now. And they're gonna have to pour them down the sink. And
amazing.
And went back to Kettering.
I think after a minute when I was worried, we can confidently say that the Scrape Master is back in town.
Haven't lost my touch. Don't worry. It's absolutely fine. My life is still as much of a joke as when I left.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast.
XFM. Blink 182 on XFM. I imagine, James Acaster, you're a Blink 182 fan.
I am actually. I got
Yeah.
quite a lot of their songs on my iPod.
Really?
Yeah.
Genuinely?
I have got them.
Not as much of a fan.
It's not even a.
It's post 1990, isn't it?
Not
for
even
me,
a guilty
so-
pleasure. I'm quite comfortable with it.
But doesn't
It's just a pleasure.
they're one of those bands where I imagine like the bassist wears shorts.
They don't. 3/4 length shorts.
Oh my giddy aunt!
You're not going to wear shorts because you might. If you wore proper shorts, he might graze his knees when he's doing an ollie.
Also, I think I am really put off by bands in shorts, but I can't really talk because I only own one pair of shorts, which I bought in 1994, the Umbros, which I wear for all sport.
I remember seeing you. I saw Ellis jogging around. We were both in New Zealand together at the same time, and I bumped into Ellis. He was having a jog in his Umbro shirts and Asics t-shirt.
Yeah, which I bought in 1991. Because the fashion then was for it to be very baggy, so I've grown into it, even though I was 10 then. I'm now 32.
Now, as has already just come up... when
Sorry,
we were talking-
Blink 182.
I was 15.
Away from Blink 182, James... let me explain to you, Alice. James gets in scrape. I mean, we've already witnessed with the milk anecdote.
Yeah.
And it's kind of snowballed into a series called Classic Scrapes, in which each week James will bring us a scrape from his week or from the archives. Is this a topical scrape or a archive scrape?
This is an archive scrape. Basically, the first time I ever got in trouble in school.
Amazing.
I've only learnt as an adult that my primary school wasn't the norm. That my primary school didn't have hand dryers or paper towels, and we had to bring our own towels into school, which I thought was normal until I grew up. And I remember being at a party and saying to people, "Yeah, like when you used to have to bring your towel into school." And everyone,
What were you comparing it to?
I can't remember what I was talking
What was
about.
the conversation?
I think someone said you had to bring something to work, something like that, and I was like, "Yeah, let's being back in primary school again, guys. Bring your towel in." And they're like, "What?" But I went in one day and went to the toilets, washed my hands, soaped them up good. Horror of horrors. Discovered I'd forgotten my towel. Which at St Andrew's Primary School.
Did you not leave your towel there?
No. Well, the thing is,
Mildew alert.
yeah. Thank you very much, Ellis. Like, you don't want a stinky towel by the end of the week. But so this probably occurred on a Thursday. Let's face it. Probably I took it home. Didn't realise until it was too late that the towel was missing. Now the cloakroom was next door to the toilets.
Yeah.
And I went in there with dripping hands. And a young lad called Simon. I was also young. I wasn't an adult.
Dripping Hands wasn't one of your mates. That was
Me and Dripping Hands walked in.
Oh, Delta Blues singer.
Native
Woke up in the
American.
morning. My hands were dripping.
Dripping Hands McSimmons. Talking about the corridors. So I went in, Simon was there, and I said, "Simon, I've forgotten my towel." And he was like, "You can't use mine." I was like, "Right, well."
Why not?
It was. I don't know why. I mean, even at that age, you would think that you wouldn't care, but he was properly like, "You can't use my towel. This is my towel." I said, "Right." And I looked around the cloakroom, and all that was this coats everywhere. So I was like, I'm wiping these on a coat.
Oh,
I mean, I have to do it.
You've gone rogue.
I'm in a panic. And I couldn't decide, and so I said to him, Simon, who do you like the least?
Oh, yes.
Just pick someone.
Yeah.
He said Siobhan. I was like, all over Siobhan. She had a nice soft pink coat.
I hope she doesn't like dry coats.
Yeah. Have a bit of this. I'd never done anything naughty before, so I actually I don't know. Never even really got told off that much by my parents.
No, I can't
And
imagine you did.
Getting caught was a foreign concept to me. I didn't know that they
This
can
is
even
a good thing that happened to
they
you.
can
This is
follow you up.
You
So,
needed this lesson.
Yeah, I thought I'll do this. This will be fine. And then in registration, Mrs. Andrews said Siobhan's very upset. Streaky soap marks all over her coat.
Once again,
I'm
streaky
sitting there.
soap marks wasn't one of your mates.
Blind lemon streaky soap marks.
Harmonica player in the band. Streaky soap marks and drippy hands, dripping hands. Weirdly, in that band, no washboard player. You'd expect. There must be a washboard orchestra. Wasn't the case. Harmonica, guitar, and we had Puddles Murphy on the drum. Streaky soap marks all over the coat. And she said, we need to know who did this, and if anyone has any information, I'd like you to come forward. Simon.
Whoa! That guy is a bad apple.
Slowly raised his hand.
Oh, dear.
Dry as a bone.
By the way, and I'll never. Dry as a Bone was the name of the first album by the band. Featuring tracks like Rubber Dub Dub and treat them clean, keep them keen. He put his hand up, maintaining eye contact with me. I remember that he didn't even have like the shame to look away, and they said it was James Acaster. And I remember saying to him, "You said she was your least favourite in school," and he said, "Second least favourite."
Oh! That's amazing.
I had to clean the coat by hand.
Astonishing. That's one of the most astonishing things I've ever heard.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.